Randomizer Winter League 2026 semifinal race between Beta, Quinn Patrick, DiabeetusThe2nd, and Juef. I am Aaron2 solo here on comms tonight, going to bring you all of the good information. So those of you who do not know, again, this is the semifinal. These are 4 of the last 8 runners. So they have had to get through 6 rounds, 5 rounds of seeding and qualification, and then the first, I guess you would call it a sudden death race, although the top 2 moved on. So they all finished in the top 2 last week, and now they are here. The top 2 from this race, and finish order does not particularly matter, will make it to the finals. And when we look at this list of characters here, Beta has made the finals multiple times, actually lost in a finals tiebreak a few years ago. Quinn Patrick, same deal. Won't get too much into that. He's made the finals before and lost in a tiebreak. DiabeetusThe2nd actually finished 2nd place last year, just a little bit behind our reigning champion DK9146. And Juef, this is as far as he's made it into the tournament, but that alone has been a bit of an oddity for someone who has played so well just year after year. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. We do have our week 7 flag set. There are a number of things going on here, and I will get to them as we have time. But we are starting, and look at those stats: 4 strength in chaos, which is what we have. Chaos enemies, but not chaos experience. Can be a bit rough. So, we start with wings. So if they remember, which hopefully they do by this point, they will be able to preserve that key. Now, keys are maybe a little bit easier to get to normally, but it's going to be a little challenging because you cannot guarantee that that key behind the castle, or that the treasury, or excuse me, the shop behind the castle is a key shop. So we see immediately a hurt more from a Druid Lord on Juef. Diabetes is trying to run from this wyvern, which I'm a little surprised. It looks very noodly, but we'll see. Beta is going right back in. Looks like he's going to save it. Did peek into Jerk Cave over there. And Quinn Patrick with our first kill. A ton of stats there. That was 4 levels on 15 experience. So once these guys get a kill in, they're really going to start to move. That was a bunch of stats and should be able to handle this beginning area. Although maybe not this Druid Lord with its hurt more. No, that was unfortunate. So Beta immediately goes and checks the back shop, sees weapons to buy. I think this is all like research, that he wasn't planning on doing this, but we'll see. Diabetes, however, goes in here after his own death, gets the fairy water, gets a fairy flu. That is very important. Torch and fairy water. Will he keep it? I think he's just going to let it go. Not going to worry about that key. That fairy flute. One of the things about this flag set is that the fairy flute is essentially omnipotent. It works on everything. It works on the Dragon Lord. It works on a red dragon. It works on anything and everything. Now, it can wear off, just like any sleep can wear off. But that will make these early grinds a little bit easier, especially with these throwables that Diabetes has. He could use the flute. He's not using the flute, but he could use the flute. Throwing a fairy water to Druid Lord, you're going to get hurt more, and he's lost a couple of things here. He might just make it. No, he is loading. He is not dealing with that. And it looked like Beta is also keeping the stuff that he got. And again, he might do exactly what Diabetes did, who I believe did not save after he got the items. So he just went ahead and isn't taking it. Now it looks like he's going to push out a little bit. Beta died, but I think he didn't load, if that's correct. I don't know. You guys might have to help me keep up with this, because resets are a little bit hard to track. Now, that said, Quinn Patrick has found a town over there, just to the east, I think. He's not super eager to do much with it, but we saw this wyvern before. It looks like it is the at least one noodle. Again, a noodle in chaos flags means that it is has a max hit points of 5 and has a very weak attack. But there it is, 33 more experience, and he will pick up level 6 stop spell in the bag. And there it is. Because of the experience being randomized here, or not, excuse me, the enemies being randomized, but the experience is not, you'll be able to tell if something's a noodle very quickly just by how much experience it has. Because if it is not the standard experience amount, then you know that there's something different. Quinn continues to press his lead. The only, well, no, never mind. Juef has gotten out of jail too, but Quinn finds Hurtmore in level 9 at what, 100 experience? This is a super fast seed once you start going, and that's going to be the thing. So Quinn finds Rim. Rim is the one guaranteed location for keys, so he could use them pretty much willy-nilly. The price might not be reliable though. As you see here, we have shuffled in prices, so he gets, I believe 20 is the Cole price? Cole or Garanham, I forget which one's 20 and one's 25. And he will walk around and purchase keys, but the keys might be more expensive. So it's just been unfortunate for Beta and Diabetes, who've not been able to break out and kill anything. Looks like Beta is very close. He failed and is dead. So was not able to get through that green dragon. And it looks like the key prices were 53, so Rim's key shop rolled onto Rim. There we go. So he'll be able to check this chest for us here in just a moment. Quinn will. And it's a cursed belt. I believe that's the second cursed belt. Again, curse belt information just lets us know if one of the search spots in the overworld are active. Diabetes does get his kill, 15 experience on that Noodle Green Dragon, and straight to level 5. So it is just Beta right now who is currently being stalled out. We do see that Diabetes threw his key, but hopefully for his sake, we'll find Rim just to the east, and losing that key will not matter much. And Beta immediately reset. The Druid Lord is extraordinarily Hurtmore heavy and is just being a giant pain in the butt right now. Juef, I think he saw the town, ran away from that werewolf, so he'll make his own way here to Rim. And again, one of the things about the Noodle enemies is that their experience is randomized between like 1 and what's the amount, like 1 in 64 or something like that, but their gold is not. So seeing a green dragon and wyvern as spike, or excuse me, as noodles is pretty good for the gold, as they're both worth 100-ish, I believe. Interesting point there in chat, highlighting again, did not mention, but Beta is our reigning standard champ as well. So if he were to move on, get to the finals and win, I believe that would be the first time that's happened since Angel did it a few years ago. Now Diabetes has picked up his own Hurtmore. I have yet to see what some of these spells cost. Hurtmore, though, cost 4, and that is a slightly cheaper than normal Hurtmore. Probably not cheap enough that it's going to lean into any sort of crazy endgame stuff, but it's something to keep in mind. Oh, did he take down oh yeah, blue dragons are actually the 3rd highest experience enemy, so that's lovely. And it sounds like he took out a golem, which is huge. The golems and the red dragons are that's what you want to see. Once you get those, you don't need to really grind on anything else the rest of the game, just keep doing them. And Quinn is doing a preemptive princess rescue. This is very strange. Not necessarily a bad idea. This is a small map, which should mean that the count is a little easier than normal, but it also means that you can't use things like the borders of the world to help you. I don't think that's something that's in Quinn's repertoire anyway, but it does help him a little bit. Get this princess out of the way. You won't have to worry about the coordinates at all. And Beta, at 8 minutes, has escaped from level 1 jail, and we'll see what he's able to do here, if he's able to get through the werewolf. Again, throwing that key away will not hurt him at all. He doesn't realize it yet, but he'll see Rim in a moment and be like, oh, all right, and that was the play. Of course, you know, you could have just got through something like Quinn did, but you can't always count on the game doing you a favor like that. And Beta is trying to get through this. I believe we saw heal. Was heal 5 MP? I think that's how much it cost Beta to cast it, as he's trying to bully this werewolf and get that huge experience, but it doesn't seem like it's happening. It must have quite a bit of hit points. All right, now Quinn has turned in the princess. We'll see what he decides to do as far as exploration, but it does appear like he is going to push the exploration. I'm surprised he didn't try to chill a little bit with that golem if that were the case, but Blue Dragon Spike, honestly, a single Heartmore 180 experience, that's better than what you're going to get in vanilla, and that might have been something to do. But if you feel comfortable pushing out at 81 hit points, 92 MP, 68 strength, 84 agility, what we have Quinn right now, yeah, I think I would too, because one of the things about this flag set is that you can win much easier with like much lower stat lines and stuff that you can normally do in any other flag set, because of the fact that the flute is there and you can sleep anything. I think I had a seed this morning where I won with 68 max hit points, and I lost a total of 2 heal mores because the Dragon Lord had 75% sleep. So even though Beta was a little bit off getting out of that beginner jail, he has actually passed Juef, who has been struggling to kill much of anything here. I don't know, he's just been having to deal with, like, he's going after this Druid Lord and it's not working out for him. But Diabetes has explored a little bit, and he's found coal. Coal, we know 2 of the curse belts are active, so this could be one of our important items. Again, as a matter of being able to beat this early, you might not need the sword or armor. And the fact that you got the flute, you already have the most important thing, and it's the token. Oh, there you go. You got one of the exploration items out of the way. Beta getting it at the same time and leaving. It seems like one of Beta's strats here is to not check shops. Neither of them check the southern shop in coal at all, and it is a bit curious. But he does see grave. He's right into grave. Get stones. There's our 3rd cursed belt, I believe, and wings. So I don't think, yeah, I Quinn found that somewhere else. So all the search spots are active. We got the stones in. That means that with what's left, the 2 searches, one has to be harp. Well, doesn't have to be harp, but there is harp, death necklace, sword, and armor in the remaining 2 spots. And once you find, especially on Beta's end, I would not be surprised at the moment he finds the sword and, excuse me, the harp, that he's looking to try to finish the seed up really quick. And he finds a 2nd cave. Juef now using the Fairy's Flute instead of casting Sleep on the Druid Lord. Quinn Patrick does go around to Cole and sees, I believe that was an item shop, and he leaves. They could use a weapon right now. They have Hurtmore. It's pretty cheap, but not everything can get hit by Hurtmore, and some things are just high defense, very weak. Oh, and there is a metal slime. That is also another really good enemy to find in this, because they're worth 255 experience. But the flags, they still have the modified ramped up experience, but at this point, nobody needs to worry about that. So that was Mountain Cave. I saw what the first chest was, and I completely, like, it must have been pretty boring because I slept on it. That second chest is an herb, though. One of the things about the flag set this week is that herbs heal MP 23 to 30, the same range that they normally do for hit points, but this time it's magic points, and this will greatly increase your range and ability to fight the Dragon Lord, because even if you have to use an extra heal more as a result, you will get at least 2 extra swings per herb. Well, on average, you can actually get slightly less. Well, with 4, actually, we don't know what heal more is yet. Never mind. So yeah, Grave and Mountain next to each other. Beta is going to be full clear on both of them here in just a moment. Torch. So Mountain, I don't think really amounted to anything, but did get these stones out of the top of Grave. Might have to go deep Grave at some point, but these seeds again can be very fast, and it's a rough thing to dive something like that. I do believe they have Repel, so that is an option, but you're not quite there. You're not quite comfortable stat wise. You need a little bit more strength to consider going. But that is it. That's worth noting here. Quinn at 2100 experience could possibly win with these stats. The sword, fighter's ring at 111 attack power, that would feel really bad. And holy cow, the golem, 85 damage with that physical, resisted the hurt more. I didn't see how Quinn survived that before, but Beta did not, and so much for that. But he gets sent back home. I don't think he was at a complete dead end, but I don't know how much was left where he was, so that might be a little bit of a blessing, and you can search a different way. And Diabetes running away from the metal slime, very interesting. He slept it and ran away, or was that the opposite? And I thought he slept it and ran away. And I don't know. I mean, we saw Beta kill it with a hurt more, so it is a bit surprising. All right, Quinn did go a little bit different way, has found Garanham. With the keys, we'll be able to check the back door. We do see Fairy Water here. That is something worth keeping in mind. Juef buys a chainmail here in the back of Tantagel. He hasn't pushed out too far yet, but we'll see if he's able to get something going. Again, if you're thinking about any sort of grind, I mean, red dragons, golems, metal slimes are great, but if you got a blue dragon that's one shot on a spike, that is lovely. And I would be surprised if that were the case, if he didn't go at it. Now, I'd be a little bit worried about that blue dragon because it's on the spike for a reason. I believe that only the top 4 enemies get put on spikes. So the fact that you can kill it with a hurt more, it either has like max defense or a ton of attack power. So we see first chesting Garanham for Quinn Patrick. He picks up the fighter's ring, equips that, picks up a key, gets the gold, and we'll see what's behind here in just a moment. Now, Beta has made it to Hawks. I believe Quinn is the only one who has seen that so far. So, oh wait, has anyone seen this? I'm trying to remember. I'm going to say no, because I have not seen a skeleton. And Beta puts out the flute, going to sleep that sucker. This, again, if it's on a spike, there's a reason it's on a spike, and you got to be careful. But that Hurtmore takes it down. He gets the whopping 25 experience, and he finds Erdrick's armor, which getting one Erdrick's piece is nice, but that's probably less important than the sword in this particular flag set, because as long as you have the hit points, you can flute heal more, and you don't have to like heal to max, and you do not have to worry about anything DL2 breathing you to death. See Quinn taking out another golem, and that's going to pick up at least 14. Another level here, 4-1, 17, 8. It's getting close to where these are winnable stats, but I would keep smacking those golems around. Juef has been grinding on the blue dragon, which again doesn't surprise me. It's right near start, and you grind to go stats and then repel the rest of the world. And there it is, Quinn with 15. He gets heal more. That's the true. Like, you could win without heal more, but you probably don't want to try having to cast heal and hoping DL2 doesn't wake up from the flutes. But at 77 strength with the fighter's ring that he already has, that's 119 attack power. He can win with these stats. Level 15 looks very solid, and that's kind of good for everyone else, because he's at 3,400 experience. That isn't going to take very long. So if you find everything you need to do, you can grind that experience up real quick on that blue dragon, or maybe something else, and then just be done and get to go. Yeah, magic herbs are a bit of a drawback. Sometimes, like, it's really good for extending and making that fight on the Dragon Lord easier, but it is kind of awful in the earlier game when you're not necessarily wanting to recover hit points, but you're or MP, but wanting to recover HP. But here we go. Quinn has found Cantlin. This is our last key item area. We already saw that the armor was in Hawksness and the Cole had the token. So what are our cords going to have? It could be the harp, it could be the sword, it could be the death necklace. So we will see. Oh, there we go. The blue dragon has DL2 breath, which Beta has seen, and as far as I know, nobody else has. Somebody make sure to note that for him, because I'm sure he'll love hearing about that. And these blue dragons are really nice for him because he is in a bit of an XP hole compared to the other runners. But he's also furthest ahead in exploration. Did Diabeetus miss Mountain and Grave? So he missed where the stones are. That's noteworthy. Because he was fairly close to that area. But I think he went slightly different than Beta did. And Quinn Patrick just used his last key. It's pretty easy to replenish those. He might literally just die and go right back and get them anyway. But our coordinates, oh, apparently they're already up on the screen, so we've seen them already, and I missed it. But 55 south, 15 west. I missed who saw Cantlin already. Maybe my restream is behind our trackers. Oh, Diabeetus did. Okay, thank you. So the fact that he has the princess, if he's in that general direction, yeah, he's just gonna throw out Gwaelin's love and see how close he is. It is and it is a lot of experience to level 15. So anyone who tries to go to level 15, or excuse me, level 16 is going to be spending a lot of time to do it. So it feels like 15 has to be our go level here if you want to win. Oh, and this Wraith Knight, I believe, had the Wombo combo, slept and DL2 breath, and then just punched Diabeetus to death. So that is unfortunate. Beta does get through the Metal Slime. Again, the experience, I don't think, is going to matter a whole lot at this point. So it's going to be about finding those last few things, and that's where we're just going to put on the gas and figure out where there is left to go. Quinn was on kind of way too far east, I think, before. So let's see what these coordinates look like now. 58, 18. So I think, yeah, he just got to go 3 south, or 3 north and 3 east. And that is not a treasure guard. Those do not exist in this flag set. That is just coincidence. And there it is, Erdrick's sword. But that means the harp is still outstanding. And what have we not seen, guys? Have we seen Stone's Cave? I think we saw Stone's Cave. And I think we saw Tablet Cave. So I believe this means the harp is in Deep Grave. Yep, stones. I was talking about token, or excuse me, the harp. I don't know if I said that or not, but yeah. So we've seen, I believe it's down here was just a chest and golden tablet. So it's going to be who decides the deep dive grave, and Beta at least knows where that is. In fact, he might consider doing that instead of Cantlin, if he's specifically looking for the harp, because with the amount of checks left, that might be the ticket. But as far as our goodies go, Beta still has a significant lead. But everyone else is kind of getting there too, as he's starting to find some of the duds that the other runners found first. Again, juef has the armor, which Diabetes is going to get here in just a moment. That means he's missing the stones. Everyone except for Quinn Patrick is missing the sword, and Quinn is missing the stones and the armor. So everyone's missing the stones except for Beta, but juef may solve that problem here quickly. And if he decides to full dive Grave right now, I believe that will be hugely in his favor and help him catch up a little bit, where it feels like he's been just a bit behind in this race up to now. And we don't see the immediate outside cast, so it looks like he's going down there. I did not see what our Healmore was as far as MP. I'm not even sure if anyone's cast it yet, but that is something to keep in mind as too. We see Repel is 5. That is not enough that it would be too concerning. The herbs would cover Repel. Oh, it's 1 MP. Okay, yeah. So this is Pants on Fire. Find everything immediately. You can win if you have like 105 attack power, sort of seed. So the sword kind of doesn't matter. It might be an extraordinarily long fight, but if you can get over 100 attack power, you can just flute the guy down and heal whenever you need to, or maybe not even flute and just heal. But yeah. Gotta go, and gotta get this stuff. But you know, getting the coordinates, I think people are mostly going to check the coordinates first. And it looks like Juef did not see that in the 4th chest, so it has to be our 5th chest for the harp. Fourth was an herb. All right, so Quinn getting his stones. Again, if he decides to full dive this, huge for him. And again, this is, you know, what do we have left? And how is this going to bounce around? Is Beta going to have to count this? The fact that Quinn did get the princess early has benefited him, but no, Quinn bails. I think he already did Mountain Cave, did he? I don't know. It was right there and he left, so I didn't see if he went into that one first. Juef now going into Mountain. And yes, picking up the harp. So Juef doesn't have to go into Mountain. Now, he doesn't have a whole lot of attack power, so trying to get that sword is still really important. But like, if you could somehow, maybe he wants to just die in here, grind up a flame sword, which was the flame sword in Tantagel? For some reason, I think it was. That if he does that, he might just be able to go ahead and win with that. Again, it will take a long time, and you still have to deal with DL1 and the spike possibly being gigantic pains in the butt. But with a 1 MP heal more, you don't have to worry about your MP use at all. Yes, the sleep for all enemies, flute or not, is always 1 in 3. So look at Beta doing this count is doing a single coordinate, just counting the west, east, and he'll probably just start searching in a line once he gets a little bit further south. Diabetes decides to rescue the princess. Beta is in really close to getting that 15 as well. And again, 15, I think they got to know that this is the level. Although Juef has leveled quite a bit past, so has Quinn. Been taking a lot of fights. Now, they might be pretty good fights, but especially in Quinn's case, because he knows how much experience he needs, it's a little strange to see that maybe he, I don't know, I look at these stats and I'd be like, fight nothing, but hey, look, there's a DL2 breath blue dragon. And yeah, Beta, I think, just realized he went way too far. I was thinking like 15 west. He's gone like 50 steps to the west. And yes, the top 2 move on. It does not matter if you win this week at all. All it is bragging rights. It does not actually give you any advantage in the final race. Last week it kind of does a little bit with seeding. This week it doesn't at all. Beta seems to be a little bit confused about the coordinates here. And again, I'm worried that he's got it off because it seems like he went too far to me, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, he's going around here. Oh, you know what? This is actually where it was, I think. So never mind. This is perfectly fine. I'm not sure he's on the right line, but he is in the right area. And trying to sum up where everyone else is, Diabetes is now going into Mountain again. He just needs really to go into Deep Grave. Has not done that yet. Juef, if he finds Cantland does the coordinates count, aside from his turn-ins, he's good because he's the only person with all 3 key items right now. Beta does get his sword, so all he has to do now is Deep Grave, and he should know that. So I would not be surprised if that is exactly where he is going. And Quinn needs Deep Grave. He does not necessarily need the armor, but he might prioritize that and looking for Hawksness instead. Which he does find Hawksness, so he'll know that really quick. The armor is, in his situation, 100% optional. So obviously it's nice to have, especially since you've seen some Wombo enemies, but there we go. Beta now just needs to finish Grave, do turn-ins, and he is done. And he looks, I don't know, I don't want to say he's necessarily ahead because we have Juef here, who again, if he is able to get some improvement to his AP, he might be able to go without the sword. The count itself is a little bit challenging, and that's where we have Diabetes right now. There we go, armor pickup for Quinn. It feels like you're almost calling a horse race here because everyone is nearing something. And we know these sorts of seeds go really fast. We're at the 30-minute mark, and almost everyone is on their go stats level. All Beta needs is to get to 15, and then he has Heal More, and I'm sure that is enough for him. And he needs around 150 experience maybe at the most. One good enemy will put him there. We see Juef going to the back door. He does pick up the fighter's ring, and he will see the fairly useless tablet, unfortunately. And there we go. Quinn is now going Deep Grave. He is, he has go level. He has everything else except for this harp. So he's got a little bit of experience on Beta, and otherwise he is basically right behind him. Diabetes thought he had the harp, did not, and is unfortunately having to leave. He needs to go back to Deep Grave as well, and I don't know if he's missing anything else. And it's to be a little careful here. Beta swinging on a Scorpion does not make a whole lot of sense because we know the Scorpions are going to be worth 16. Maybe that was a mistake. But he does not have outside. That could actually be huge. Quinn could jump back up in this. Maybe he was hoping to get killed. I don't know. But seeing the heal more on that guy certainly didn't help. But he's going to have to walk out here. That is eating up a little bit of time. This is the penalty he's receiving for not being at level 15. Quinn, I don't think Quinn's going to make it there before Beta gets out, but it's the gap between the two is going to narrow tremendously, and it's going to give everyone else just a little bit more time. Now, speaking of that, Juef just has to go about 40 steps to find the sword, and then it's just turning in the drop and he is done. And he picks up outside next to the stairway. Beta is certainly going to acknowledge that. These are ghost stats, and look at him and Quinn, basically in the exact same boat, in the exact same place. Only difference is that Quinn has a little bit more snow and is navigating the map here just slightly better. But I assume they both know where the Staff of Rain Cave is. I feel like they've seen everything here. And they're racing here with Juef as well, because Juef is very close to finding that sword. And there he does, picks up his sword. So it's just jerk and go for all three. Diabetes got to get a little bit more to do. He's still got to get that harp, but he is not very far behind as well. And there we go, Jerk Cave right at the start. Juef is, he's checking his experience. You do not need more experience. You gotta go. He is not warping back. He is walking, or did he already get his drop? I'm wondering about that now. because that would be the play. Just immediately warp back. And Beta's going to heal up here in Rim. I think Quinn is going to aim to get a little bit closer. It looks like Quinn is more interested in getting a level 2. These extra fights might cost you the race. Again, 1 and 2 doesn't matter tremendously. Oh, he went. I see. Juef didn't realize he didn't have the drop, and he went right to Cantlin. Maybe he didn't know where it was. I don't know, but does have to bail, go back, and now he's just a little bit behind our other runners. Now, it depends. Again, when Beta gets sniped by a blue dragon, we know those guys have a ton of defense and they got DL2 breath, so that is unfortunate. It's one of the things about this particular flag set. Oh yeah, 4 MP return. You're not worried about visiting an inn. You're going straight there. You got 1 MP heal. Like I'm Quinn, he used repel, but he went there. He was almost out of resources, so he kind of had to. And now it's who can get there first. Diabetes getting his drop. He is on his way as well. We are probably going to see all 4 runners here in Charlock in just a little bit. Although I'm not 100% sure what juef is doing, if he's a little bit lost about how to get back to Charlock, or if he's trying to get some gear first. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, he wants to grind a level. That will kill him in this race if that is what he's doing, because it is 100% unnecessary with a 1 MP heal more. And Beta gets killed by a blue dragon again. What is going on? This game is just putting its foot on him and trying to cost him this race. This is absolutely ludicrous. And there we go. Okay, it wasn't the defense that was high, it's the AP. So why is he getting run blocked? Why is he getting run blocked? I don't know. I think the strat here is to literally hurt more the blue dragon and not even try to run if you're Beta. But that 25% DL2 seems to be popping up very frequently. So with all this, we do have Quinn now in the driver's seat into Charlock first. Again, MP is not a problem. It is just a matter of survival. Get there. And we see juef now dying to the blue dragon as well. Diabetes has come back and is now second into Charlock. So these events have put Beta a little bit behind. He's going to have to catch up. He's going to have to either hope for some bad luck or some better strategy / better luck with the encounters, as he is going to be about a floor behind. And there we go. Quinn has made it into the 3rd floor. Diabetes in the 2nd. Beta still in the 1st. Again, juef looks like he is trying to grind to 16. We're not going to see him into Charlock for a little bit yet. So that might be the strat. Literally, after all of this, Beta might just flute the blue dragons from now on to run, if we see them, which they are a spike enemy, so they can certainly be in Charlock. I think that's what you got to do. If you've just been abused that much by them. Beta is repelling, but so is Diabetes. He's using fairy water, but it's the same difference basically. I don't know. Actually, I think I would use the MP before I would use the fairy water, just based off of our attack levels. We could still have a heck of a thing here at the end, but Quinn has now made it to the basement. It lights up. The darkness of Charlock cannot contain the ball of light. And although it's all ice outside, ice deep underground, and he's trying to get away from this metal scorpion whose stop spell spam is not accomplishing anything. But Diabetes has had an extraordinarily good walk and is actually caught up to Quinn Patrick a little bit. As again, bad news for Beta, who kind of needed the opposite to happen to catch back up here. So our horse race down here at the end, going through the S's, and let's see what our spike is. This is something that's going to be a problem. It's a blue dragon. That could be a problem, but he does the most intelligent thing there and just nukes it. Blue dragon is gone, and Quinn gains a level. That 5 attack power is going to help. we saw Quinn get it, or juef get it as well. It does help, but that spike is nothing to worry about. It's all down to DL2-1 or to DL1, and what happens with DL2 here. Diabetes has almost caught up to Quinn. They're basically neck and neck here. 5. Oh, and there's that 5. This is why you don't want to use the fairy water to repel, because the Dragon Lord is like that, and that sucks. In fact, if you had the death necklace here, I would use it. Even though it would bring your hit points down, it would be such a huge benefit to be able to get through that. And Diabetes just roasts the guy straight through, gets the crit on DL1, and now he is in pole position in this race. Let's see if he gets the stop spell. He does not try the stop spell. He is swinging. Diabetes is playing this a little bit scary. Oh, there we go. There's the stop spell cast. And I guess it doesn't matter so far. He gets back up. We see the fairy flute, and oh man, the Beta is just not getting any luck with these stupid blue dragons. They are costing him this race. But there we go, and Quinn throws out the stop spell. It fails, and the Dragon Lord hits him. Why isn't he fluting this fight? I understand why you might not want to do it, but until you know he doesn't have sleep, you do not want to be doing this. Now, I do trust in what Quinn's doing. This is going to help him get through this fight faster. What Diabetes is doing might be faster, but it might not be. And it's going to be a little tricky here. So we'll see who comes out first here. Again, resource-wise, 1 MP heal more. They have no problem whatsoever. There is nothing that is going to stop them aside from mismenuing and the like. I do like, again, Quinn has extra attack power. He has, I don't know, man. I think he might be able to get through this quicker. Diabetes got that crit to get through DL1. The fact that he's not fluting might be helping him. It really just depends on how well the flutes are going. Like if you stay asleep for quite a while, then that's definitely better. But yeah, we might just have everyone on the Dragon Lord before this is all said and done. I have no idea how much damage we have done, but I think it's probably near 100 at this point, maybe a little bit more. And yeah, we're seeing, oh, and now Quinn has the double heal more. I think he might have had a double before that, so, you know, just getting it back. Beta gets ambushed, DL2 breath. We're just gonna have to focus on Quinn and Diabetes right now because they both got an extra 100 some damage in here. So unless like some full-on shenanigans happen, that is what it's gonna come down to, either one of them. And there we go. Sorry, there's not a whole lot to say. This is all just watching and seeing what they do. Again, the damage range for Quinn is a little bit higher, so he is slowly catching up in damage. And there he is, has taken down the Dragon Lord, and we'll be warping back to start here in just a moment. So does Diabetes. So these might be our first and second place runners. You know, on screen we see Quinn ahead, but we do not know until everything is done. They both rescued Gwalin, so we will have to wait for that for just a little bit. And talking to the king, and our final times, Quinn Patrick is finished with 41 minutes 47 seconds, and Diabetes in second with 41 minutes 49 seconds. GG to both. And what a crazy ending to this race. And again, we're going to see juef and Beta follow in just a couple of minutes. And you know, unless something crazy happens, they both are in just, again, once you get to the Dragon Lord, it doesn't really matter. You have so much resources with the 1 MP heal more that it's just don't miss menu and don't take any risks and you win. And again, what this means is that Quinn Patrick and Diabetes are both moving on to the finals in Winter League. Quinn Patrick, the first time since he finished second 2 years ago, and Diabetes making a return trip was there last year and finished second place last year. So they will both be moving on with a chance to get their first major DWR title. And as we wait to see if either of them join us here in the booth, Beta has finished off the Dragon Lord. And again, we'll finish third place in this race. I don't think juef will be too far behind. He is fluting, so it does seem like it is going a little bit slower for him, but he does have that extra attack power. So it should compensate a little bit. There we go. Beta talking to Lorik, does not have to worry, did not rescue the princess, and has finished in third place with a time of 43 minutes and 32 seconds. Had an excellent race, was right up there. Him and Quinn were basically tied exactly, and it just didn't work out for Beta in the end. But with us in the booth, again, we're just finishing up with juef here, but with us in the booth now is DiabeetusThe2nd, our second place runner. And of course, moving on, so first or second doesn't particularly matter. But GG, sir, what are your thoughts about the race?
Thanks for the GG, and GG to quit as well. That was crazy. It's like you don't want to see somebody finish in front of you when you're literally talking to the king, or in my case, the princess. But you know what? I will take second in a top 2 advance. That was crazy. That was crazy.
I rescued the princess too, so it wasn't because of that.
GG, Quinn.
GG, Beatus. Yeah, I guess that one was really, really close. And also, I'm, again, kind of surprised that I won. I made the absolutely baffling decision to not dive the grave, which even now I'm struggling to explain to myself why I did that. There was something going through my mind about cursed belts, and I was like, I don't need to dive the grave. Everything's probably on search spots, but I was still looking for 2 things. And there was only Hawksness left. So I don't know what that was about. And that cost me a little bit of time, because I would have like gotten the staff sooner. And also just going east sooner and finding Hawksness right away and getting the armor, you know, would have helped a little. But yeah, that was pretty much as nice as this flag set is gonna get. That was a pretty easy seed, and yeah, 20 bonks is really good for me. 9 for Beta though. He's a bonk master.
Yeah, unfortunately this week bonks don't matter a whole lot. But GG, Quinn, I think you know what you're saying there. When you were at grave, in my mind you were ahead, but it was a little hard to tell because everyone was kind of doing something different, and that decision to not do that really kind of brought it even. The moment you cast outside from grave, you and Beta both exited at the exact same time with everything. It just Beta had some unfortunate luck with some of the overworld enemies, and really Diabeetus just kind of hit that end game so incredibly sharp and was able to catch up just a tremendous amount of time just in routing, just like beeline to everything immediately and not having too many overworld issues.
Yeah, I thought that the order of operations was going to kind of burn me in this one because I managed to somehow miss all of the locations that were on the eastern half of the map. So once I found coal, I went west. So I found the nothing and the vast wastes near Sharlock, and I literally missed Grave, Mountain Cave, Stones Cave, Garenham, Cantwin, Brecconary, Staff Cave. I missed everything until the end. So I knew where everything was. That's why I think, to Aaron's comment, I think I was able to route that all in quickly. I was wondering as I was diving through Charlotte, it's like, well, wait a minute. Maybe this actually plays to my advantage. Maybe people said, oh, those coordinates are far away. Those are out of the way. I haven't even been over there. I haven't even found Cantlin. Maybe getting the sword was going to be the benefit in this one. Maybe someone's going to try to do it with an extra level or 2 and broadsword or fairy walk. You know, there's so many options in this flag set. Maybe you're going to go hardcore hurt more strats with the 1 MP heal more. So this could have been wide open. So I'm very fortunate to have pulled out a second place finish.
Yeah, and I kept mentioning that too because level 15 was about 3,000, 3,100 experience, and that came like, I think Quinn got to it first, and that seemed like a perfectly capable level. I mean, that's when Healmore came, but that was perfectly capable level to win. And then I saw Quinn use the flute or use Gwaelin at some point and see it like 16 was what, 7,000 or something like
It was
that.
3,000. I got it. I got it on the blue dragon, on the spike right before the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, and just seeing that, and I was like, oh shoot, like that actually helped Beta and Diabetes out a lot, because both of them were really trailing in experience for most of this. But the fact that 15 came so quickly, and obviously 16 was a bit better. It's hard to say between you two, which again, the winner of this race is mostly just bragging rights, but it felt like Quinn had a significant lead, but Diabetes had a slightly better dive, and then with the completely roasted the spike and caught up to Quinn by the time he got to DL1, crit DL1, but then just lost a little bit of time on the DL2 fight, either through Quinn's extra attack power with level 16, or the just the fact that the strategy where Quinn was not fluting and you were Diabetes. Actually, I had a question about that, Quinn, because I didn't see you fluting at all, and I was a little worried about that, because if your stop spells kept failing, and if he just slept you there when you had the ability to sleep him, like I was scared about that.
I guess I was a little concerned about being put to sleep, but I could flute him and he could wake up and put me to sleep, and playing the flute is really, really slow. So, if I had played the flute, I guess I probably wouldn't have fallen to third, but I was mostly just looking at it as I don't need the flute at all here, it'd be way faster if I don't play it. I was a little bit concerned about getting put to sleep, but I was just kind of thinking about it in terms of what's an acceptable risk, and the time spent playing the flute versus the fairly small chance that he sleeps me and kills me, I just didn't want to play it. The song was DuckTales, though. There was that song came up in a previous race that I was watching, and people were guessing all sorts. People thought it was Goof Troop. Nobody knew what it was. I was like, you guys don't know DuckTales? Am I the only one? It's strange.
Was it the Moon theme, or is it something else? I can't.
No, it was the DuckTales cartoon theme song.
Okay. All right, yeah, that's pretty obvious. And we do want to welcome Juef in here. Welcome in, Juef. Congratulations on finishing the seed there. I think you got off to a really rough start, and that blue dragon grind worked out pretty good for you for a while. But I don't know, what was your thoughts? Because again, I think you took a very different approach to the seed than everyone else.
Well, first of all, GG's everyone. It's exciting to enter a Dragon Lord fight without nobody having finished, and then you're done and you're last. That was pretty funny, I think. My start, I was very, very, very scared when I saw that the Drone Lord was not so hard to kill, just a fairy water and a little bit of luck, and then it gave much more experience than I could get with trying to find more green dragons. Other than that, I'd be curious to know how others played this, because I was very desperately looking for a free red dragon, and it took me a while until I found the blue dragon, who wasn't quite free, but not that bad, and the golem, of course, that was a little bit everywhere, and it was very worth finding, but I think it was too late by then.
Yeah, I didn't really, by the time I was level 8 or whatever, which was after 3 encounters, I didn't really do any deliberate grinding at all. I knew that it was just so likely that I was gonna get there just fighting stuff. The gimmick of this flag set is you're supposed to not know when go mode is, but the way that it works out, you almost always get go mode sooner than you would have it in standard flags or without the flute. And in this, with the 1 MP heal mores, I knew at 15 there was basically no scenario where the Dragon Lord could beat me without putting me to sleep. But I kept swinging on the golems because it seemed like when I swung at them, they always died, and they could punch me for like 40. So I was like, let's just swing on them. And I wound up getting 16 anyway.
I'm pretty sure that 40 was a lucky roll for you, because I think I saw Beta get hit for 86 at some point, and that was after he had the armor.
237 attack. Yep, that'll do it. Only one of them got a lick at me, so and yeah, I got hurt cast a few times. Okay, so like 75% hurt, 75% heal. They're actually pretty unlikely to punch you, but they packed a wallop.
Yeah, I think that kept you in the experience lead for most of the race. You were the first one to get out of the level 1 jail. It took Diabetes, I think, was second, Juef was third, and Beta, I think it took him up to 8 minutes to get out, but he gained a bunch of experience and was, basically at like the plateau level where most people explored at that point. I think the big difference between everyone and for you, Juef, was just that when you saw the blue dragon, you sat on it for a while, whereas everyone else kind of bailed. But you seem to get stuck in zone 0, 1, and 2 a little bit longer at the beginning. Even though you got out of level 1 jail, you didn't get the hurt more for a while.
Yeah, I was hoping to find again a better enemy, but looking at those death counts, I'm impressed by Quinn's one single death. Just by I think the first 5 minutes of the seed, I had died a bunch of times to the Druid Lords, to the Warlocks that were very close to the home castle, and I couldn't find an enemy to kill aside from the Green Dragon. So yeah. Well done, everybody.
Yeah, I got the Green Dragon as my very first encounter, and I was down and away. I don't even remember what that death was. I'm assuming it was some like early enemy right at the start.
Yeah, I did a bunch of nonsense. I got a couple of unfortunate encounters at the beginning, and I was kind of not undecided, but kind of hedging back and forth on what the right call was at the start. Because one of the tough things with this flag set is that you might not get keys for a while, depending on where they happen to be. You might end up with like all 3 key or multiple key shops in Cantlin, and Cantlin's a million miles away. So I was a little reluctant to give up the key. But I mean, with 4 strength start and a couple of fairy waters and a torch in the treasury, it's like you have to. I just didn't get the Green Dragon for a couple of encounters. I think I was lucky. I forgot what it was that I killed right after that, but it was really lucrative, and I think bounced me all the way to like level 7 or 8. And that helped a lot. But it didn't feel good taking a little bit, so it's kind of interesting to hear that it didn't take me as long as perhaps some others to get out of level 1 jail.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, the Wyvern was a noodle as well. I think it was worth 33. Which was a little bit better, but I mean, when you get level 5 off of 15 experience, you're not really, you don't really care how much experience it was. You just got the level 5, so you get to go. And the levels were really quick early, and then they kind of reverted to form later. I think it was kind of like if this were very fast experience, it would have made a lot of sense where 16 was. There was one other thing I want to point out here. Chat was talking about the difference in bonks, which is an irrelevant stat. But if you want to talk about something that's kind of funny, look at the difference in heal more casts. Juef there had 3, and Quinn had 26. Like that is a funny difference in number. And it's not like it took you a long time to get heal more. It was just you didn't really use it anytime.
Oh, did Juef get the armor soon? I think that must have been the difference, because I didn't get the armor until like the last thing, so I was casting a lot of healing.
Well, I did cast a bunch of normal heals, and I slept a bunch of things with the flute and with the sleep spell as well. So either I died or I lived, but I didn't really need to heal that often.
I think I tested Heal More once, and every other Heal More I cast was against the Dragon Lord, because I did all my exploration before doing enough grinding to get Heal More, which is really annoying. Having to cast Heal for 5 MP and using herbs all the time to kind of get through the barrier tiles, do the exploration, because I explored the entire southwest portion of the map that had nothing on it and was a lot of swamp. So that's kind of interesting. I agree. 3 Healmores, that must have been a very successful fluting on the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, I had one good run, and having level 16 made the fight a little bit faster than probably you and Beta.
And also pointing out, again, I'm not trying to dig into every stat or anything on the screen here, but we did a 1 crit for you, Diabeetus, and it was a very fun crit.
That was crazy. I was so stunned. As soon as I saw the 3 on my first attack, and I was like, okay, this is why nobody has finished yet. Dragon Lord Part 1 is a disaster. It's got like 200 hit points and we're not doing any damage. Is it 1 to 3 or 3 to 7? Hopefully it's the latter. And then boom, he's down. So that could have been a game changer. It sounds like it might have made a difference. I don't know what DL1 fully looked like since I literally had 2 turns in combat. So I can't say, but that was kind of interesting for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it almost caught you up to me, it sounds like, because I was fighting that DL1 for a while. Not in this one, on any of my practice seats did I see a DL1 crit, so... I mean, I certainly was never counting on it, but yeah, that might be a good one to pair with, like, the enhanced crit chance. So, yeah, so you at least see it.
True. Yeah. I mean, I had only done a couple of these. I had never crit DL1, so it's kind of funny that it happened. Looks like you only had 52 hit points. So, what, 39 to 52? So that's not like too crazy high. So I think my crit was like 80 something because it wasn't like a great crit, but it definitely shaved a bunch of time off. But at least it wasn't like an impossible fight. It looks like, just based on the numbers. You just didn't do a lot of damage. Not that he did. Although 50% heal more. 50% heal more could have been bad if you didn't stop spelling first.
I swung on him and did 5, and then like he hit me back, and I was terrified that he was going to hit me for like 86, and like, oh boy, we're in for it now. And like I still would have eventually beaten him because of the flute. But yeah, it was a relief to see him hit me for like 1 and be like, okay. Like, I will win this fight, and I stop spelled him just to be safe, and I was like, okay, just stay, over 48 hit points or whatever. In case of fire breath, and then I saw the weak breath, and I was like, okay, so like I'll get through this eventually. It's not like, the reason why no one else is done is because they all died on this guy.
Now, I kind of wish you guys would have had the death necklace so you would have had to decide if you wanted to use it in this scenario, even though it would put your hit points down.
No way. I wouldn't have even considered it.
Oh, I would have used it for sure.
I mean, depending on the scenario, I mean, in the couple of practice that I did, I won with no armor, without the armor. I won without the sword. And doing that with like super low hit points, it would have been reasonable to do in that case, because you have the flute, right? Like without the flute, it could be a mess, especially with the basically no cost heal more. It would have been a viable strat. I don't know if I would have liked it, but
I guess the thing I'd be scared of is if, DL1 has 250 attack power and you death necklace down to like 94,
You'd probably I'd want the information first before I committed to it. So if I went in and it's like, I'm doing no damage and he's not doing that much damage, like there's, in that case,
and put it on.
Cast return escape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because putting it on in battle doesn't do anything, obviously.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. You'd either have to do it ahead of time, which would be super risky, because you have no idea what you're walking into, or escape and do it then. So that's probably if it really came down to it, probably what I would have considered if I thought of it in the moment, because that's just when does that ever happen? That's never a thing that you have to consider or think about.
Well, I don't have any more hypotheticals to throw at you guys. It was just an extremely good race. I guess I have one last thought for you, Juef, is that when you got all of your gear at 15, you decided to grind up to 16. Was there something about your stat line that was particularly concerning? Was it the attack power?
Oh no, I knew I could win, but I figured that level wouldn't be too long to take, and it could save me a bunch of minutes on the L2 fight if it had a little bit of strength, which it was just on the minimum range of what I was hoping for. Had it had 10, 12 strength, well, that would have made the last couple of fights much faster. So yeah, I was just hoping for that, but I knew this was probably not the right strategy. I knew I was probably getting eliminated tonight. I'm totally fine with it.
All right. Well, and as you said, this is your final race now. I believe this is the furthest you've made it into one of the major tournaments here to the semifinals. Do you have any particular thoughts about the tournament, the race, or anything else you would like to share as kind of your final words?
Not really, just I'm happy that everyone seems to be enjoying this. The new flags and the new flag sets have been a bunch of fun to make, and seeing people raise them and talk about them and consider a bunch of different strategies is making everything worth it.
All right, and I can say as someone who was a bit skeptical at the beginning that for the most part I've really enjoyed the different things that we've had this year. It's been nice to have just a completely different take on it all, because in my opinion I thought we were getting a little stale last year, so it's very nice to see. But yeah, congratulations on a well-run tournament, Juef, and good luck in whatever comes up next for you.
Thank you. GG's everyone again, and good luck, Quinn and Diabetes, for the finals.
Yeah, GG's Juef. You better make the finals, Aaron, so we can have our rematch. No tiebreakers this time.
Indeed, I was just going to say congratulations to you and Diabetes for making it. You have been in the finals 2 years ago, which we both remember very well. And Diabetes, I think this is your third time making the finals. Is that correct? I know you were second place last year.
Yep, this will be my third time. I don't remember what year the first one was, maybe 22, 23, something like that. It was a couple of years ago. And then last year I finished third, and then I tied for third. I think that because that was the first one was when we still did the points. So you could tie, and because I finished, I think it was tied for third, maybe. I don't remember. And then second last year. So we're trending, maybe. You never know. We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, you were technically tied, but you finished both of the races and DK forfeited one. So in my mind, it didn't matter. But you know, that's kind of how I thought about it.
Yeah, I think I did the second race, and I was like, wasn't I like 45 minutes behind or something? I think I had some really horrible thing happen at the end, and I just kind of hung out for a long time trying to get through it. Nothing like bashing your head against the wall forever. And there wasn't even bonk damage, so it was just time loss.
All right, and not to keep us going even longer, because I imagine Velu is probably wanting to go do something else now, but do you guys have any thoughts about 8A, 8B that you want to share? One of the weeks you're looking forward to more than the other, or are you dreading them both?
Permanent Torch is gone, so nice knowing y'all.
Yeah, Permanent Torch being off is kind of a downer. I think it's a crutch that we've gotten so used to. It's like, I've been doing Dark Nav for years, but I haven't done it in a while, so that'll be interesting. The tri-state stuff of the kitchen sink is going to be, who knows what you're going to get, and it's really hard to prepare for. It's because it's effectively a random percent seed, just with a bunch of the juef fork flags that are thrown in there as well, which makes it even more complicated. So that one's going to be a big set of question marks. And the other one, I know, unpopular opinion, I'm a little sad that we don't have half HP bonk damage, but I guess I'll live.
You can tell that we are serious, hardcore, old school video gamers that we consider being able to see the game to be a crutch.
I think we've played these a time or two, you know?
Yeah, it won't be that bad because you'll just have to remember, don't throw all of my torches, and maybe Radiant actually gets used, and the only problem will be is if you start immediately and there's Tablet Cave and you have to make a decision, but anywhere else you can just die if things go bad. It's not too bad. You're not going to deep dive Grave in the dark anyway, and Charlock is the easiest place to dark walk in the game, I think, because it's very easy to bonk your way through. But that's my opinion. I don't know.
8B is just a total meme. I have not played No Numbers in 2 years, so oh man.
No Numbers is pretty brutal. Even when you have an idea of what the numbers are going to be, with like, oh, skeletons are worth this and wolves are worth that. Okay, it'll be fine. And you can sort of kind of gauge where you're going. When you randomize the rewards, randomize the requirements, nobody has any idea what's going on. You can tell a single, double, or triple digits, or hopefully not too many 4-digit XP levels. Hopefully no 5 digits, God. But that definitely makes it significantly harder as well. So I mean, we'll see. It'll be a big RNG fest. Everyone's favorite.
Yeah, this race, I was worried like this race would be super random, but it really wasn't. Like the way everything rolled, the seed was pretty stable. But yeah, it seems like 8B might be the true, just totally unpredictable meme race that should definitely be how we settle the championship. But imagine though if 8A is like this one, where first and second are within 2 seconds of each other, and you just have no idea, you know, who's got the advantage on cumulative time. Or rather, nobody has the advantage.
Yeah, it's a lot worse with the points when something like that happens. But with cumulative time, it's just do your best, and however it turns out, it turns out. Looking forward to that. But thanks again, Aaron, for commentating tonight, and Velo V for restreaming. I don't remember, Shahali and somebody are tracking. Appreciate everyone volunteering and everyone who's volunteered throughout the tournament so far. Appreciate y'all. GG again to Quinn. GG to Beta and Juef on a race well run. And I guess we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, thank you guys. See ya.
Indeed, and thanks all you for running. And just to remind everyone, we had Velu V tracking today, Cherno the Ice Fairy, and Shihali 9 both tracking, and I have been Aaron to your commentator. An excellent race, absolutely crazy. Wish I could say some more good words for Beta. It's gonna be painful to rewatch this for everyone just to see some of the things that happened there at the end, but absolutely amazing race, and well-deserved champions are moving on to the champions race. Now we are going to go ahead and raid Yogi the Monk, who is playing through Final Fantasy III Pixel Remaster, I believe. So stay tuned to that, and as a reminder, the next semifinal race is tomorrow at 9 p.m. on this channel.